It's that time of the year where I am impatiently waiting for fall. Others might call it summer. Is the time where I get to avoid the heat and play video games inside. Today I'm going to talk about games that are perfect to play during the summertime. A lot of these cozy games are all about going on beautiful tropical adventures, or games that came out recently that I think are perfect to play right now. And then I have some games that I think are so bingeable. Games that I know young me would have spent their summer break just playing non-stop. I also have a couple of special mentions that are a little bit of rogue choices, so do stay tuned for that at the end. Without further ado, let's get into the perfect cozy games to play this summer. The first cozy game I need to talk about is Europa. I feel like this game just didn't get enough hype when it came out. We need to give it more love and more flowers in the way that it really focuses in providing a fully cozy adventure experience. This game takes place in the moon Europa. You play as a cyborg who is exploring a long-lost civilization and discovering your own story. One of the things that I love the most about this game is how stunning the environments are. They really feel like you are in a beautiful Ghibli film almost. They have also incorporated just really stunning instrumentals that make you feel really immersed in the environments that you're playing in. The puzzles are really engaging, but they don't feel daunting. Even though it is a full adventure game, it does not feature traditional combat. What you have to do in this game is disable certain puzzles to move on to the next area. I also really love that this game has a wide variety of cute little creatures that you can they're just kind of hanging out, and it's really interesting to get to kind of know these otherworldly creatures as they just kind of go about in their own environment. But most importantly, this game has a truly stunning story. To me, this game almost feels like a modern take on the Pinocchio story. There's just something really beautiful about that. If you haven't played Europa, I really recommend it. Following on my list, I have to mention Flutter Away. I feel like this is another cozy game that did not get enough hype, and I really like it. If you guys don't know, I'm a big fan of butterflies. I even have a butterfly tattoo. They are most definitely one of my hyperfixations, so I can't believe I haven't talked about Flutter Away yet. In this game, you're able to enjoy the serenity of the Amazon rainforest. It's a cozy, short nature exploration game. You are actually immersed in a pretty good representation of what the Amazon forest is like. Solve certain puzzles in order to discover certain plants, certain animals, and especially certain bugs and butterflies. The way that you're able to solve them is by learning about the species that you're trying to discover. And you're able to kind of create the conditions to be able to see the species. These are all flora and fauna that you can find in real life, which I always think is really cool. There are capybara in this game, which I mean, do I need to say more? I also have a soft spot for this game because part of the Amazon is in Venezuela, where I grew up, so I was able to actually visit the Amazon forest when I lived there. It really does make me feel like I'm back in the forest. It's also just really beautiful, and it has really calming music, so if you're looking to go on an Amazon forest vacation from the comfort of your home, I think you're really gonna like this one. Number 3 on my list is a game that honestly I can't believe I haven't mentioned in one of my summer lists yet, because I played this game's demo a long time ago, and that game is Bilkin's Folly. This game is so much fun. In this game, you play as a pirate. You find yourself stranded in an island after a wreckage. You have to figure out the mysteries of the island, solve the puzzles in order to move forward in the story, and also just find your way back home and find the treasures. The puzzles in this game are so interactive. They're all so different and so engaging. It's almost like a scavenger hunt, because it's like one thing leads you to the other, which leads you to the other. You have to like figure out where the things are in the maps, and you're moving from one island to the other. Another thing that I really appreciate about this game is that it has such good dialogue. I feel like if you're going to be playing a puzzle game that has heavy story, it is just so important for the dialogue to be fun and funny, especially when you're talking about a pirate. So yeah, if you haven't played Bilkin's Folly, I feel like this game kind of went under the radar for a lot of people, and truly I can't believe it. It's such a fun game. You don't see a lot of cozy games about pirates. So also, you have a dog in this game, and the dog helps you solve the puzzles. You can pet a lot of things in this game, actually. You can pet the crab, which immediately made it a 10 out of 10 for me. Next on my list, I feel like I just have to mention Echoes of Wisdom. It's such a good game, and it kind of also went under the radar. I don't see a lot of people talking about it, so there's a part of me that wonders if it's because it's a top-down Zelda style, or the fact that you play as Zelda and the mechanics are so different. I don't really know, but I love this game and I think we need to talk more about it. In this game, you play as Zelda, who is, for one, the one trying to save Hyrule. The world of Hyrule has been infested by this weird black magic that's taking over everything. With the help of Tri, Zelda finds herself being the one taking charge of the situation and ending all the gashes in Hyrule. It took me a little bit getting used to the echo magic mechanic of it all, but once I got used to it, it quickly became one of my absolute favorite Zelda games, because what I really appreciate about top-down Zelda games is that they always feel a lot more accessible. They also feel like they don't take themselves too seriously. It just makes it so sweet and so charming, while at the same time obviously carrying through the legacy of Zelda games. If you haven't played it already, or if you've been seeing weird reviews online, this is me telling you, give it a try. I think you'll like it. If you have played Echoes of Wisdom, please let me know what your favorite echo is, and why is it the table? Speaking of tables, that brings me to the sponsor of today's video. I feel like there's no natural way to transition into a sponsor, but let me know how I'm doing. As you guys know, I have been trying my best to improve my setup recently. I even made a video about it, made some impulsive decisions about putting a wallpaper there, etc, etc, etc. The one thing that I wasn't convinced in changing yet was my desk, because even though it was old and a little wobbly, I just couldn't bring myself to getting a new one just yet. I was scared that I would end up buying something that wasn't really good quality and I would regret it, because the one that I had was just fine. Then FlexiSpot reached out to me and I was like, this is perfect. This is the perfect collaboration. FlexiSpot is a wonderful, high quality furniture company that does all kinds of things, but especially stand-up desks. What I really liked about FlexiSpot's desks in particular is that they have a really wide variety of different styles of desk that you can get depending on what you need and what fits your aesthetic, which for me is very important. I also had been wanting to try a stand-up desk for a really long time, because I spend a lot of time working in my computer, and some of you might know that I actually have some back problems recently, so it's been really nice to be able to stand up and sit down as needed for my back. It has 4 modes. It has a standing mode, a sitting mode, and then you can set 2 other modes for whatever your needs may be. Not only was it really easy to put together as a desk, but it was also really easy to set up the modes. If you've had your eye on a standing desk, I really recommend the FlexiSpot one. And thank you, FlexiSpot, for sponsoring this video. All right, moving on to the next game, I really need to talk about Petit Island. I was able to play this game on stream, which was really fun. In this game, you play as a really sweet cat returning to your granddad's childhood home, and you're doing so in order to help your grandpa remember the good memories he had as a kid. This game is very fetch questy, so if you don't like those kind of games, this might not be the one for you. I personally really enjoy it. I found that I really love returning back to this game, especially because of the environment of it and the amazing music. It all felt extremely soothing and fun. You get to glide and run and go to the beach and catch things. It feels very Animal Crossing coded in a lot of the mechanics, but there's a really sweet story behind it. It also is very low stakes, even though some of the subjects of the game can be a little bit emotional. It's just such a sweet game and I really recommend it. Next, we have one that came out recently, and that is Mythwrecked. This is such a fun take on a Greek mythology story. You play as the backpacker Alex, who is shipwrecked on an island that happens to be full of Greek gods. You must befriend the gods in order to restore their memories. I really love games about Greek mythology because I never really had a Greek mythology hyperfixation era when I was younger, so I feel like I'm overdue to one as an adult. I really appreciate when people take mythology or any kind of mythological character and then turn it into like a regular guy. I don't know why those kind of things always really compel me. You're able to make your way through this beautiful island, and it has wonderful music as well, and it also has a lot of accessibility features, which you guys know I'm really passionate about. The following game on my list is one that I absolutely thought was AI. It's not, which I mean, I wouldn't be talking about it in my list if it was AI. That game is called Fireside Feelings. This is a really, really unique game, which is why at first I was put off. I was like, this feels too good to be true, right? This game is all about escaping the hustle and bustle of the city to talk about your feelings with kind strangers around the fire. I really, really loved playing this game, and I feel like, especially with the state of the world right now, I feel like we need games that encourage connection and softness like this, and I found this game very inspiring. Mechanics are really interesting because you are giving certain questions and prompts to answer yourself as you talk to someone else. The talk that you're having is not in real time. You're talking to someone who has already answered that questions in the past. If you're looking for a space where you can just relax and be introspective and vulnerable, I really recommend Fireside Feelings. With the state of the world, we really need things like this that are bringing more softness into the world, allowing us to just take a second. You can also customize your character and customize the fireside and get different decorations for it and stuff so that you can really make it your own. The following game on my list is so cute, and it's called Islands and Trains. This game is very Tiny Glade-esque. It's a very relaxing game that is all about just building an island to your heart's content. Not only are you able to build the actual shape of the island, but then you're able to place certain buildings and mountains, and you're even able to place the wildlife in whatever places you want them to be. But one of the most fun parts about it, in my opinion, is that you are able to build a train track around your island. You can make it however you like it, and it's really fun to be able to create your island the way you want it and then just hit play and watch your train go around the island. That just itches my brain really nicely. This game feels like a really nice meditative, that's a really hard word to say, meditative experience. It has beautiful music playing in the background. If you've been looking for another game where you just sit back, relax, low stakes, just building, this is a really great one. Next, I really have to talk about Peak. I feel like everyone's playing Peak right now, and if you haven't heard of it, it's so much fun. Peak is a co-op game that is all about climbing mountains. Your main purpose is to get to the top of the mountain. It has very similar mechanics to games like Lethal Company in that if you lose all your health and you die, then you're able to look at what the other person is doing and listen to them. What I really enjoyed about this game too is that you are constantly finding new environments and fauna and learning how to interact with them. You're able to collect food, but some of it is poisonous. It's so much fun to play with friends. You're able to help each other. You have a bar of stamina that can be affected by things like poison and hunger and tiredness and all of these things. It's a really fun, silly game. It feels almost kind of sandboxy because you really are able to explore and climb in whatever way you need, but especially if you're playing with the right people. It's a blast. It's just chaotic, cozy fun. I really, really, really recommend it. Last but not least, I do want to talk about another game that came out recently, and that is Spray Sim Simulator. It is a good merge of two of my absolute favorite games, and that is Power Wash Simulator and House Flipper. This game is exactly what it sounds like. You're going to people's houses and changing up the paint. It has the Power Wash Simulator vibe, but instead of cleaning, you're using the spray to paint. And it also has the House Flipper vibe because you want to make sure that you're delivering what the customer wants in their space. It's really satisfying. It's so much fun. I cannot wait to be able to play this with friends. It's one of those games that you can really just hyperfixate on, put something in the background, and just go to town. And those are all the games that I had for you today. However, I do want to talk about a special mention, and that is Another Crab's Treasure. This game came out, I want to say, a couple years ago. It was one of those cases where I was very excited for this game to come out, and then I completely forgot about it, and then I was able to play it, and I was like, this game is amazing. I wanted to mention this game on special mentions because it is a roguelite, so I know that some cozy gamers are not really into that style of game with a lot of combat. It can be a little bit stressful, so you've been warned. What I like about this game is that even though it has a lot of combat, it also has a lot of accessibility mechanics, so you're able to somewhat adjust the difficulty of the game. In this game, you play as a hermit crab who lives underwater. It is just completely polluted by trash. You find yourself as this kind of unlikely hero. Figure out what happened and also how to fix it. I find that this game is so unique. You're quite literally using trash as weapons and armor, and I just feel like the environment design is something that is just mind-blowing to me. It is so fun and so cool. You're able to meet all of these different sea creatures. If you haven't played it already and you're a big fan of a cozier roguelite, then I think you're really gonna like it. Another special mention has to be Tales of the Shire. It's coming out at the end of this month on July 29th. I just cannot wait. This is the game that I'm most excited for this year, so I just cannot wait to just really sink my teeth into it. I'm even gonna be doing a cosplay for it. I'm going all out. So just a reminder, if you've been waiting for the Hobbit game, it's coming out this month, so keep an eye out for that. And now those are all the games that I had for you today. If you like the styles of video, I have made a couple in the past if you want to have even more games to choose from that have that kind of summer vibe. But yeah, let me know what you're getting up to this month. Are there any fun, cozy summer activities that you've been getting up to? Also, what games are you playing? If you like this video, please remember to like it and subscribe. It helps my channel immensely. Thank you FlexiSpot for sponsoring this video, and most importantly, remember to take care of yourself, have some rest, have some water, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.